Well, I need to talk about longevity today. I want to talk about people who have extraordinary lifespans and compared to people who have bad extraordinary lifespans that don't do well. Of course, that brings up the original audio cassette tape, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, which I said that medical doctors in America live to be an average of 58. Why would you want to go to them to learn how to live to be 100? They didn't like it. They ran their own survey, which was published in 1999 in Medical Journal. They said, the average lifespan of medical doctors, now remember, this is the medical doctor's own survey, was 56. I said 58, they said 56. I'm going to take you back to 1933, New York Times, and also the London Times, an obituary of Dr. Li, a man from China, who is an herbalist, and when he was 100 years old, he started getting a certificate every 50 years from the Chinese government. 150, he got one. 200, he got one. 250, he got one. He died at age 256 and died in 1933. And right next to his obituary was an obituary of a medical doctor who was a professor of medicine at New York, at a New York state medical hospital. And he died of what they said apoplexy. Remember, this is 1933, so apoplexy, I don't know if that was a seizure, why there was a seizure. Did he have a brain tumor? Did he take drugs? I mean, who knows? It didn't go into detail. But it was very interesting. Here's this Chinese herbalist who died at 256, and right next to him was a medical doctor from New York State University who dies at 54. Okay? Now, I want you to go hold of your longevity associate and ask for the books Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, the book Rare Earths, Forbidden Cures, and the book Immortality. And those three books are going to go over longevity for you and show you why the longest-lived top 20 cultures have 40 times their 100-year-olds we do. They have 40 times their 100-year-olds we do. They have 100-year-old per 250 of the population. We have 100-year-old per 10,000. And it comes down to things that they really don't realize they're doing. These are all third-world nations. They're illiterate. They don't have any doctors, no private or government insurance, no emergency services, no hospitals, no clinics, yet they have 40 times the 100-year-olds we do. They do have the calorie-restricted diets. Their average calorie intake is 600 to 900 calories a day. They, let's see here, work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. They also take in all 90 essential nutrients. My particular interest is in the rare earths, ytterbium, yttrium, neodymium, praseodymium, samarium, and europium. These 6 rare earths actually double the lifespan of laboratory animals, and I'm going for 200. I figure if Dr. Li, just by dumb luck, can live to be 256, I believe that we can all live to be well beyond 200 by conscious supplementation with these rare earths. And that's where the 90 for Life program comes in. It includes 78 minerals, including all 6 known rare earths that double the lifespans of laboratory animals. And I urge you to contact your young Jewish associate and again ask them for the books Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, the book Immortality, and the book Rare Earths, Forbidden Cures, and read up on samarium, europium, ytterbium, yttrium, neodymium, and praseodymium, and how these rare earths double the lifespan of both vertebrate and invertebrate laboratory animals. Well, I believe we all have the capacity to live well beyond 200, but we have to give our genes, our DNA, our RNA, and our telomeres, little end caps on the chromosomes, everything they need nutritionally to maximize our genetic potential for longevity, health, fending off disease, speed, strength, and intelligence. We have these genetic capacities, but we're not going to get there just by eating well. Anybody who thinks, I'll just eat well, I get everything I need, my doctor says I don't need a supplement, just eat well. Remember, their average lifespan, according to the medical profession's own survey, which came out in 1999, published in medical journals, their average lifespan is 56, just eating well. And believe me, doctors can afford to eat well. And as a group, they tend not to supplement. If they do, they'll take extra vitamin C. They don't take all 90 for life essential nutrients. They don't take 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids. No. And so you have to be obsessive about this. Now, I've been doing this for 68 years. I have not been sick in that 68 years. I've never been in my whole life been on a prescription pharmaceutical or drug. I do have a health file, but I only have one piece of paper, and it's my birth certificate. And what if everybody in America did all 23 common threads that the top 20 longevity cultures do, and we all lived to be well beyond 200? Well, first of all, the medical system would be very humble, wouldn't they? Because we're doing it without them. Okay, remember, they're interested in replacing your heart, replacing your liver, replacing your kidneys. They're interested in things like kidney transplants. They're interested in dialysis. They're interested in putting on pharmaceuticals. They're interested in getting you on long-term treatment programs instead of just getting rid of the problem. And that's where they and I sort of separate. Now, if you get run over by a truck, you want to go to an emergency room. You're in a house fire and get fourth-degree burns all over your body. You want to go to an emergency room. Anything else, contact your young TV associate. Get a hold of the book Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Disease Transmission, the book Immortality, and the book Rare Earth Bin Cures, and learn how to add 50, 60, 70, 100 years to your life. Stick with us. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie, more truth, justice, and the longevity way after these messages. Okay, Doug, what pearls of wisdom do you have for us today?
I thought we'd talk a bit about the flu vaccine, as I have a CNN headline story where the headline reads, CDC, flu shot less effective this year because current virus has mutated. And this is something you've talked about before, that, they just pick this particular year, they say a panel of experts decided on 3 strains of the virus to include in this year's vaccine. And it was based on data about common strains that are circulating around the world throughout this past year. They say some years the vaccine is better matched at circulating strains than others, and they say it's too late to create a new one this year because it takes about 4 months to produce it. But they say scientists are concerned about what they're seeing so far this flu season, according to the director of the CDC, Dr. Tom Frieden. They say researchers are worried that with this particular strain of the virus, we could have a season that is more severe because this year's vaccine is not as effective because the current strain has mutated. In an advisory that they put out, they say that 52% of the 85 influenza virus samples collected between October 1st and November 22nd were different than the virus strains included in this year's vaccine. The most common strain of virus reported so far this season is influenza A H3N2. They say in the past this strain has been linked to higher rates of hospitalization and death, especially those with high-risk complications, which are usually the very young, the old, and those with chronic health conditions such as asthma or heart problems. And they go on to say that while this year's version is not as protective against the mutated strain, it can still decrease the severity of the illness caused by the virus. It can also protect against other circulating strains of virus, which is why the CDC is still recommending to get the vaccine. And Freedom emphasized that if you do start to see flu symptoms, fever, sore throat, cough, body aches, it's extremely important to begin taking antiviral medications as soon as possible. Tamiflu and Ritalin have been considered the most effective at reducing complications when given soon after symptoms begin. However, most doctors still do not treat people with antiviral medications, noting that fewer than 1 in 6 people who are severely ill will get them. They say so far this year, 5 children have died in the United States from the flu. They say in 2012 to 2013 flu season, 12,337 people were hospitalized with flu-related illness. 149 children died, and that's all according to CDC data. But that's something we've talked about before, is each year the flu vaccine, it's a guess. It's a guess on which strain it's going to work against, and sometimes they hit it, and most of the time they don't.
Exactly right, Doug. Most of the time they don't. And this is why people need to be sure. We actually have one called Flu Buster. I just love it. It's a drops you take. You can put it in some water and drink it, or just put it in your mouth. It's called Flu Buster, and it's just a fabulous product. Also, I like our colloidal silver. You can gargle with that. It'll kill everything, including viruses. And then I also like our PureWorks. Sanitize your hands. We have the spray, the foam, liquid soap, and liquid lotion to put on. Antiviral, antibacterial, antifungus, and anti-yeast effectiveness for 3 to 5 hours after it dries. The alcohol-based hand sanitizers only function when they're wet. And people are out there waving their hands around trying to dry it off quickly. I find that amusing. And let's see here. Then, of course, you also want to I take Killer Biotic during flu season. I actually take it all year because I fly so much. Killer Biotic. And Let's see, 3 of those twice a day per 100 pounds of body weight. 8 herbs which support the immune system, 2 of which actually have antimicrobial properties. And then I like to throw in our ancient legacy aromatherapy oils. I particularly like for respiration. I like the Raven Sarah, just a great oil. Also the eucalyptus and tea tree oils, which kill bugs. And so you have to kind of hit this kind of a multi-different directions, and you'll be fine. If you're going to go into a big crowd, it wouldn't hurt to take one of these little N99 mask, filters out viruses and stuff. Wear those like at concerts and on airplanes and things. I mean, the Japanese and Chinese do. Why not us? But thank you so much for bringing these to the front where everybody can know about them, Doug. And don't forget all your longevity products that can protect you and your loved ones. We'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Texas. And Angela, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Hello, Angela, you're on the air.
Hey, Dr. Wallach. I've got a 2-year-old with asthma. I originally said 4, but a 2-year-old with asthma. He's 40 pounds, no skin issues, no digestive issues. The mother did have asthma when she was younger, so we're working with a gluten intolerance here. The mom is obese and, again, has asthma as a child. So we're wondering what we could do for a 2-year-old.
Okay, very good. Okay, Shar?
Yes, Doc.
Yeah, this is a Shar thing. I think Angela's kind of got the grip on it here. She's there's suspicioning gluten intolerance. Mama's obese. Mama had asthma when she was a child. 2-year-old, 40 pounds. She has asthma. What do you think?
Well, they definitely have a gluten intolerance, and because the kid's only 2, you have to eat what your mommy gives you, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so 40 pounds, I would go ahead and dose her. Get the Healthy Start Pack and give her a half a dose a day. So one Healthy Start Pack is going to last for 2 months because that's designed for 100 pounds. And then take a half of a half, which is a quarter, which would be, say, a teaspoon and a half of the Osteo at breakfast and dinner. I would also give her a half of a scoop of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner. I would give her one of the EFA Pluses, actually twice a day, and I'd get an extra bottle of the EFA Pluses so she can have one twice a day, the EFA Pluses. She should be able to either chew them up or swallow them. If not, go ahead and puncture the capsule and let her take it in some drink because, and everybody's got to be drop-dead gluten-free. Now, Shar, what would you get? How does a kid eat if they can't eat bread and all that kind of stuff? What can they eat instead of bread?
Well, you can make gluten-free bread. You can use rice flour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, rice and millet. You're exactly right. And what about sweet potatoes?
They can eat sweet potatoes.
I love sweet potatoes. What about eggs?
You can eat all the eggs you want.
Well, there you go. So a kid for breakfast can have, say, poached eggs or scrambled eggs and butter, and a baked sweet potato butter and cinnamon, or bread or even pancakes, or waffles made with millet, buckwheat, which is not wheat, rice. And there's so many of these. We have so many of these great things with the Go Foods, and that's kind of where I would go. 25-year shelf life, freeze-dried, all non-GMO. I know that's your favorite, Sharon. All non-GMO, all non-MSG, all organic, and half of them are gluten-free. Give this a whirl, Angela. You're going to help that whole family. Guess what? Asthma goes away very easily when you support and promote the immune system. You support and promote, the respiratory system. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to Covina, California, and Lorene, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Lorene, you're on the air.
Hi, Dr. Wallach.
Hi.
My husband has got rosacea, COPD, arterial fibrillation.
Oh, atrial fibrillation, okay.
Yeah. Imbalance, type 2 diabetes, edema, and arthritis. I think I covered it all. And he's had cancer on his face.
Okay, how old is he?
He's 88.
Okay, and how much does he weigh?
210.
All right.
And he's 6'1".
Okay, 210.
6 foot.
Okay, 6 foot. Okay, he's got cancer, COPD. He's got arthritis. He's got type 2 diabetes. He's got atrial fibrillation. He's got 8 attacks here.
Cancer on his face is all right.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, he's had it, though.
Yeah.
And does he have any high blood pressure?
He might be taking something for that. I'm not sure.
Okay, a lot of people have high blood pressure. They say, I don't have high blood pressure. Well, yeah, you got it. It's just you have it under control with medication. Okay, and so let's see here. Shar, you already know what the answer is. He has rosacea, too.
Oh, yeah, that's the gluten intolerance, and that's why he's getting all these other things.
Yeah, he's got like 8 diseases here. That's very typical of people with a gluten intolerance because these are all nutritional deficiency diseases. And so what would you give this guy? How would you start him out, Shar?
Well, I would start him out with 2 healthy blood sugar packs, and then I would add, he needs glucogel for the atrial fibrillation, and he needs selenium for the cancer.
And what would you give him for the COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease?
And I give him Ultimate Daily for that.
Well, there you go. Yep. Okay, so Char's exactly right. I'd go ahead and put your husband on 2 of the healthy blood sugar packs. That would allow him to have 3 of the Sweeties at breakfast and dinner, 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner. And then I would throw in, for the AFib and also the arthritis, as Shar said, I'd throw in 2 bottles a month of the glucogel, so he could have 15 a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. And then, let's see here, the selenium, 3 of those twice a day for the skin cancer. And, of course, for the COPD, wouldn't hurt to throw in the Oxybody, Shar's favorite, and give him 2-3 ounces a day, an hour before, 1 ounce before each meal. Give us a call every couple of weeks, Lorraine, and let us know how he's doing. We'll be back after these messages.
Let's head to Colorado. And Rod, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Rod, you're on the air.
Yes, doctor. I am 55 years old, 175 pounds. A year and a half ago, I had a cancer taken off my skin cancer taken off my forehead. Last year, I had an angioplasty performed. This year, right now, I have stage 2 prostate cancer.
Okay. And what do you weigh, sir?
175.
And did they put in any stents or bypasses, or they just use one of the balloons and open up the artery with squishing the fat?
There was 2 stents put in.
Okay. All righty.
But currently I have now stage 2 prostate cancer.
Okay, got that.
Okay.
Any high blood pressure? Any high blood pressure, Rod?
Blood pressure is fine.
Okay. Now, is that because of medication, or is that because it's fine?
I was on it for the first year since I had the operation, and I've been off of it for 2 months now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. All right. Char, what would you do for Rod?
I would give him 2 healthy brain and heart packs.
Okay, very, very good. 2 healthy brain and heart packs. That would allow you to have 3 of our Ultimate Selenium, and one of your best friends when you have any kind of cancer. Okay, skin or prostate or lung or colon or any kind, liver, and so forth, brain. And so 2 healthy brain and heart packs, as Shar said, 3 of the Ultimate Selenium at breakfast and dinner, 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFAs at breakfast and dinner. All that would be accomplished by the 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. I would also throw in 2 bottles a month of the Ocean's Gold, originally designed as, and still used very well for thyroid problems, but it also contains sea cucumber, which has turned out to be a legendary support for your immune system when you have cancer of any kind. So you'd be a perfect candidate for 2 bottles a month of the Ocean's Gold, 3 of the tablets of the Ocean's Gold at breakfast and dinner. That's for the sea cucumber, support your immune system. Because you have a history of obstructive artery disease, I would also throw in, what would you throw in for blocked artery, Shar?
Ultimate Daily.
Ultimate Daily, very good. Ultimate Daily, 3 of those twice a day. That'll also help your immune system, but it will support healthy blood pressure, support healthy blood flow through obstructed arteries. 1 bottle a month. That's 3 Ultimate Daily tablets twice a day. And then also, since you have a history of stents installed and obstructive artery disease, the Ultimate Daily tablets is just the perfect choice, again, to support and maintain arterial health. It's imperative that you stay away from fried foods, processed meats, oils, and gluten, any inflammatory things, because it's the inflammatory stuff you ate which gave you the cancers, which gave you blocked arteries, okay? So you don't want to go back. You want to stop the ongoing damage as well. Absolutely no fried foods, no processed meats. That means no deli slices, sandwich meats, sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky. Keep in touch with us, Rod. Sounds like you've done a good job to begin with. Just add these things, and we'll walk with you through this. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to North Carolina. And Greg, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Greg, you're on the air. Hello, Greg.
Hello.
Yes, sir. How can we help you?
Yeah. Okay. I have a question in regards to this work that you've done with cystic fibrosis. I was speaking with a nurse practitioner yesterday. She said she's interested in hearing more about longevity and what we're able to do treating issues with nutrition and supplements. But she wanted to find out, in regards to your work from 79, is there any publications or anything to verify that you were vindicated by the medical industry? Or
okay.
Did they?
Okay. Well, the short answer to that is back in 2005, the International Laboratory Animal Research Journal, which is the animal publication from the National Science Foundation, 2005, came out and said in the 20th century, between 1900 and the year 2000, the 19th century, the 20th century, the top 5 medical findings from primates that help human beings was the discovery of non-human cystic fibrosis in a rhesus monkey at Emory University and the Yerkes Primate Center. And in brackets, in that same sentence, they said, and Emory University refused to release the name of the young pathologist, me, Dr. Joel Wallach, who made the discovery. Close brackets. Okay, because they're still embarrassed that they fired me for making that discovery. Now, here's the piece in 1989. There was a wonderful piece of work, even though I have to say so myself. Went to China, did 1,700 autopsies on kids under the age of 10 that have died of Keyson's disease, a.k.a. cardiomyopathy heart disease, a known selenium deficiency disease, because I figured if I was right, and selenium deficiency during pregnancy was the cause of cystic fibrosis, you could prevent it, you could reverse it with complete supplementation. If I was right, there had to be some of those Chinese kids that die of Keyson's disease, cardiomyopathy heart disease, a known selenium deficiency disease. There had to be some of them with cystic fibrosis. All the geneticists laughed at me. I went there, did it. 35%, 595 of them had cystic fibrosis by actual microscopic studies of pancreas, liver, and lungs, published with all the photomicrographs of these tissues. 1989, I did send copies of that article to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, never received any word back from them. Okay, so I don't know that I've been vindicated by the Medical Association, but this is Nobel Prize-winning stuff. When you can take 1,700 autopsies of kids that died of a known mineral deficiency, selenium, Keyson's heart disease, cardiomyopathy heart disease, and you find 35% of them, more than a third, 35%, had cystic fibrosis by actual examination and special stains, all that kind of stuff, microscopically published, a peer-reviewed, refereed scientific journal, okay, and 1989. And there should have been a Nobel Prize for that. But the powers that be still want you to believe it's genetic. Well, it's not. And so you cannot lose if you use my program to support a kid with cystic fibrosis or an adult with cystic fibrosis. What are you waiting for? Just do it. And if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. You can call me a fraud. But if it works for you, guess what? You beat the system, because the medical doctors are, they say science advances one funeral at a time. And so they're going to believe it's caused by genetics until the defenders of the old theory die. And once they die, probably in the next 25 years, suddenly now they'll all make the discovery, of course, which I made in 1977. But thank you for bringing it up, Greg. I don't know what people are waiting for. Well, stick with us, and we'll be back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Young Junior, 90 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Nevada. And Helen, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Helen, you're on the air.
Yes, thank you. I'm a 65-year-old female, about 5 years ago, my right eye started fading, darkening. So I went to eye doctor, and he gave me a Kenalog subtenon injection. What was slowly happening after a week or about 10 days, all of it went out immediately, within that time. The left eye for the last 5 years has been doing the same thing, slowly though, but it's really down there to very little eyesight.
Okay, well, did the eye doctor give you any sense of what's happening here? Did he give a name to this process?
He said he thought, he was guessing the reason why is he couldn't see through the pupil because I had a cataract that was so dense and opaque, he said. And he said he couldn't see through the pupil without the cataract being removed. He said he thought it was uveitis, which is inflammation of the eye. And then he also told me that maybe there was retina scarring in the back, or like a retina tear. But
so you're considered legally blind at this time?
Pretty much.
Okay. All right. How much do you weigh?
About 200 pounds.
And how tall are you?
About 5'3".
Okay. Any other issues? High blood pressure, diabetes?
No diabetes, nothing.
Okay. But 5'3", I'd like to see you weigh, 125, 130, so maybe 70 pounds overweight. We've got to deal with that. Okay?
Okay.
We need to stop the ongoing damage. So absolutely none of the bad stuff. No inflammatory foods, no fried foods. Absolutely no processed meats or nitrites. It means absolutely drop dead. No deli slices, no sandwich meats, no sausage, ham, bacon, bologna, salami, pastrami, pepperoni, jerky. Absolutely no oils. It means no olive oil, no coconut oil, no margarine, mayonnaise, salad dressings, cooking oils. No oils, no excuses. No gluten, no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. That means no wheat, barley, rye, and oats. That includes the dog, the cat, the bird, the fish, spouse, mother-in-law. Anybody in the household has got to be gluten-free, no exceptions. Then I would go ahead and take 2 of the Healthy Brain and Heart Packs, because the brain is the eye is the brain. There'll be 3 of the selenium at breakfast and dinner, 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus at breakfast and dinner, 2 scoops of the Beyond Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals at breakfast and dinner, 3 of the EFA Pluses twice a day, and 3 of the EFAs twice a day. All that will be accomplished by the 2 Healthy Brain and Heart Packs. I would also have you take the, I'd get 2 bottles of the ASAP. It's an acronym for as slim as possible, as soon as possible. Put a dropper full, not a drop, but a dropper full under your tongue 30 minutes before each meal. Put a second dropper full under your tongue 15 minutes before each meal. Within a couple of days, you're going to begin to lose up to, say, a half a pound to 2 pounds a day. And then wouldn't hurt to throw one more thing in there. I would go ahead and throw in the Immortalium, which is going to support and promote healthy production of stem cells, healthy activity of stem cells. So anything that might be damaged in your eye, the hope here is that, because we really don't know what's going on, we're basing our approach on the guess of an eye doctor who really is, what should I say, it wouldn't hurt to get another opinion. I wouldn't mind going to another eye doctor and getting another opinion, but it wouldn't hurt to throw in the Immortalium, take 3 of those twice a day, those tablets. That'll be 2 bottles a month. And it is imperative to stay away from all the bad stuff. And then give us a call every couple of weeks, or certainly after you get your second opinion from another eye doctor, somebody who has maybe more equipment or something and might be able to be more specific about what's going on in there. Okay? Now, Doug, how much time we have here?
Just about 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take it. Remind everybody, what you want to do is find out why these top 20 longevity cultures have 40 times 100-year-olds. We do 1 out of 250. We have 1 per 10,000. So contact your longevity associate and ask for Epigenetics, the book, okay, The Death of Genetic Disease Transmission, the book Immortality, and the book Rare Earth-Bitten Cures, and find out how you can add 50, 75, or 100 years to your life. And guess what? I believe it's doable. Just remember, Dr. Lee in 1933 died at 256. Medical doctors have the same obituary page right next to him, died at 54. I'm going with Dr. Lee, not Dr. Furman. Well, thank you so much, Shar. Super job. Thank you so much, Doug and Richard. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.